So how do you use Instagram analytics to create better content for your audience? Stay tuned. I don't know about you, but I love creating content. But what I love even more is creating content that I know people will enjoy. What I love about the data is that it gives you feedback. If you've been watching my channels, especially if you've been watching the more recent Grow Friday videos, which I share every Friday, which is all about inspirational, Q&A, productivity, mindset kind of stuff, you'll know that I'm a huge supporter of feedback because it helps give you direction of what's working and what's not working. But the most important thing is that you stay true to yourself, because some people get so caught up in like, oh, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? But they forget to think for themselves. The feedback that matters is the one that hits home. And this is not just Instagram. Now I'm getting into a Grow Friday kind of mindset, but that's exactly that. You'll see, because sometimes you might have a post that you think is gonna kill it, and it flops. And then sometimes you take the most ugly selfie, and it just blows up. That's the type of feedback that you get to dissect and take a look into, so you can figure out how to duplicate it. What made it different? What made it stick out? So enough talking from me. Let's get on Instagram. Well, let me start up Camtasia first. That might be a good idea. So I am on my Instagram right now, Insights. One thing to really consider prior to thinking about your posts is who is paying attention to your stuff. The mindset of a 25-year-old is very different from an 18-year-old. They're not going to give a shit when I talk about being a dad, being an entrepreneur. Maybe some will, but most won't. They're not going to care about having a success mindset. A lot of them are probably only caring about what the cool kids are doing, or memes, SpongeBob memes, school-related memes, or celebrities, Kylie Jenner or Zendaya. Like those are the things that they're probably paying more attention to. So if I want to start tailoring my messaging to a little bit more of a younger audience, I would probably start posting a little bit more memes. But they're not. So if you find that your demographic isn't your ideal audience, then that's where the disconnect can be. Your messaging could probably be completely off, and that's something you might want to reconsider and revamp. So that's why this area of the followers is super important. So I showed this in the previous tutorial. This is where you find out where they're hanging out the most. So today is Saturday, so I could share a post on around 3 if I wanted to. The main thing that I want to share with this is your posts. So see more. Again, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to impressions. So just a heads up, this version I'm teaching you guys less techy, very easy, straightforward. You just take a look, find the pattern, and just go. So instead of going to impressions, I do engagement, past 30 days, boom, and I just take a look. Immediately the things that pop out is that people see, like, the color red seems to be a very popular color that's popping up, and which is good because my brand colors are red, white, and black. Those are just my favorite colors. So and red also happens to be the most eye-catching color that people pay attention to. So that's kind of helping out. So ironically, this video that I shared had a red background, so kind of scrolling down to see what the difference is for these other ones. Now the next thing I notice is that the first 2 posts involve friends. This is more of a personal post. What you're looking for is a pattern. So that I'm seeing that the top 2 posts would fall under a little bit more of photos with other people. This is something, what we do in Vision Paradox is that we create a content library with content categories. Say for example, the primary content categories are behind the scenes videos, photo shoots, and music videos. Just say we're working with an artist. Those would be the top categories, and then under that would be subcategories. That kind of gets us a little bit more detailed, like what about the music video? Is it a photo from the music video, or is it a clip from the music video, or is it a little highlight video we made? So we don't really put that together when we put the data, but those are things we can kind of keep in mind. But the things we focus on are the top content categories. So what I would consider these 2 right here is just photos with other people or shout out photos. That seemed to be doing really well, even though I didn't think this one was going to do well at all. Probably because I tagged. There was more people with it. People like smiles. Contrast is pretty good. There's a white background. So people tend to connect with faces. So that's something that I'm breaking down right there. And the other ones I'm accounting for is because there's the red color really popping out. Probably the second one, pretty good shot composition, and it's probably because it's a picture with me and my girlfriend. Next category that I think is really noticeable is dance videos. So this one right here, this one right here. This is more of I would consider a dance shot, which is another category that I put, which is more, you know, a still frame in the middle of a dance video I did. It's very different from a photo shoot, which is very more like I'm aware of the camera and I'm trying to intentionally look handsome for the camera. The dance shots are like in action shots. So, but things I'm noticing here are that people are liking are the dance videos. And the next thing I'm noticing is the memes. So this one right here actually is a dance video, but I put it in a meme format. So I kind of I would put it as the wild card for the meme, not the meme, the inspirational videos that I put up here. Inspirational video. I think this one did really well because it had Gary Vaynerchuk. I would put this one right here as the wild card. I would vote it for dance video and inspiration. And the next thing I'm also noticing is that people are also really liking the quote cards. So I'm definitely going to start pushing more quotes. And this one right here on the bottom right is a simple behind the scenes vlog. Got pretty decent views. I promoted it just experimenting. But I'm going to consider this one a little bit more of an anomaly. It's promoted content, and so based off that, the content categories I would start eliminating, or you can optimize to make it as good as the other ones. But for me, I'm just going to eliminate it. I'm going to start taking out the dance shots and the behind the scenes vlog content, and I'm going to start focusing a lot more, just based off what I see more of, is inspirational images, dance videos, and shout out posts, or pictures of me with other people. So this is just a general overall look at what type of content people are engaging with. Are you starting to see how this gives you direction on what kind of content is working and what isn't working? I think as long as people feel what you're talking about, you evoke an emotion, I think you're on the right track. So that's just a general overview. If you really want to, you can compare between the 30-day, 3-month, 6-month, and year posts to really start looking for a deeper kind of pattern. Yeah, that's just a general way that you can do it from just based off your phone. One of the ways we do it actually in Vision Paradox is we have something called a Mel score. We score these posts based on their impressions, engagements, and likes. Then it gives us the exact score based on the content category. Let's actually take a look at that right now. Alright, so this is Airtable. If you haven't watched, I forget what video it is, but I talk about Airtable and some other thing, but I love Airtable. This is not a sponsored post, but it's great because it's like Google Sheets on crack, on steroids. But as you can see here, based off our scoring, you can immediately see on the graph what type of content is working best. And I wasn't too far off, and you don't necessarily need to do this to figure out what kind of content is working best. I'd kind of just give you a framework already to just observe and look, study the patterns. And I'm looking at my screen, I'm like acting like there's an Instagram thing here, but you can do this without the need of this. And this isn't exactly a perfect system. This is just something that helps us give more direction based off the data that we receive. And we do more than just one category. It's not just engagement, it's impressions, it's likes, just to make sure that the engagement isn't too biased on one type of content category. So we cross-reference different data points so we have a little bit more accurate information, because we want to make sure that we're creating the right kind of content for the next round. So again, this is unnecessary, but this is just an example of how we do it at Vision Paradox. And this is also super useful for the clients to see, because some people are just posting and posting and posting and posting, and they don't know what's working. We do content categories and Mel scoring because it gives us permission to cut things out that aren't working. Obviously here dance shots aren't working. Ooh, take a look at that. I thought inspirational videos were working. I completely overlooked that. I mean, it's like number 4. In my head, I had it as number 3. At this point, I have the choice of just eliminating it completely, which is something I'm considering, or I figure out a way to make it better. So you always have that option: make it better, optimize it, or let it go. So the majority of this video is really just show you guys how you can take a look at the Instagram analytics or the Instagram insights, so you can start seeing what type of content your audience is really engaging with and start doing more of that. But don't go to the point where you're doing just what's working 100% of the time. I say 70% of the time you're posting stuff that's really good, and then 30% of the time you're doing experimental content, something that they don't normally see. Kind of changes things up a bit, and it also gives you permission to be a little bit more creative. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with a friend who you think might benefit from it. Hit the bell button so you guys get notifications of when these videos come out. But in case you forget, it's every Tuesday. So, question: do you guys use the Instagram Insights tool? Let me know. Conversation is always in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.